Hello everyone, I'm Paul and this is problem 2029, Stone Game 9. This is a medium problem that might become very tricky, so let's see how to solve it step by step. Alice and Bob are playing a game. In this game we have a row with stones. For example, here we have 2. Every element in this array corresponds to the value of a different stone. In the game, Alice starts first, and on each player's turn, the player can remove any stone from the array. So let's say that we are Alice and we decide to remove this. Then we need to add this value to an overall score. This is shared by both players, so here we put a 2. Now, if after removing the stone, the overall score is divisible by 3, the current player loses. In this scenario, Alice would lose. 2 is not divisible by 3, so we continue with Bob's turn. We can remove this, and well, we need to add 1 to the overall score. Now this is 3, and given that this modulo 3 is equal to 0, 3 is divisible by 3, so at this point, Bob loses and Alice wins. Now let's say that we only have one element in the array. We start with Alice always, so we remove this, we add 2 to the overall score. This is not divisible by 3, so we are good to go. But here it says that Bob wins if there are no remaining stones, even if it's Alice's turn. In this scenario we are out of stones. This is not divisible by 3, but we are out of stones. So in this scenario, Bob wins. Now, our job is the following. Assuming that both players play optimally, we return true if Alice wins and false if Bob wins. So let's try to make this clear. Alice only wins if Bob reaches an overall score that is divisible by 3. And Bob wins if Alice reaches a score that is divisible by 3, or if we have no stones left. Okay, so here we have 2 conditions, here we have 1. Keep this in mind. Here we have 2 stones. Alice starts first, so she can remove any of these stones. Let's say that she removes this. The overall score is now 2. This is not divisible by 3, so we continue with Bob's turn. We have to remove this, so the new score is 3. And given that this is divisible by 3, at this point Bob loses and Alice wins. And this means that these 2 rules have a higher priority than this rule. Okay, so keep this in mind. First we check the corresponding remainder, and then we check if we are out of stones. Let's see some examples now. In the array we can have different values such as 3, 4, 9 and so on. And if we take any number modulo 3, the result can be either 0, 1 or 2. So we can put the values of the array into 3 categories, 0, 1 and 2. So for example here we can iterate the elements from left to right, and we do 2 modulo 3. The result is 2. So here we have one element of category number 2, which means that here we can add 1 to the count. Next we are here. If we do 1 modulo 3, the result is 1. So we add 1 to the corresponding category here. Next we are here, and 3 modulo 3 is equal to 0, so in this category we add 1. Next we have a 4 modulo 3 is equal to 1, so we add 1 to category number 1, and this is now a 2. Then we have a 9 modulo 3 is 0, so here we add a 1 and this is 2. So here we have 2 elements of category number 0, 2 elements of category number 1, and 1 element of category number 2. And now this information makes things easier to visualize and process. So going back to the first example, we have 1 element of category number 2 and 1 element of category number 1. Alice starts first always, so she can pick any of these numbers. Let's say that she picks a 1, then Bob has to pick the other number, and by doing this, Bob always loses. And the same would happen with any combination of elements within the same categories. Let's say that this is a 5 instead of a 2 and this is a 4. First, in Alice's turn, we can take either 5 or 4. It's exactly the same. Let's say that we take 5. In Bob's turn, we have to take the 4, right? So we do 5 plus 4 and this is 9. 9 modulo 3 is equal to 0, which means that Bob loses, Alice wins. Now, if we do the opposite, we start by taking 4,
Next, Bob has to take a 5, so the score is 9. 9 modulo 3 is equal to 0, which means that we have the same result. Okay, so think about this in terms of categories. Let's see a different scenario now. What if we are given something like this? We have more ones to the right. Alice always starts first, and she is playing optimally. So if we are Alice and we are playing optimally, we will pick the 2. So we start by taking 2 and we are forcing Bob to take some of these ones. For example, he can take a 4, 2 plus 4 is equal to 6, 6 modulo 3 is equal to 0, which means that Bob loses, Alice wins. What if we have the opposite scenario? We have a bunch of 2's to the left. First, we start with Alice, and remember once again that we are playing optimally. So the most intelligent thing that we can do here is to take the 1. Then Bob has to take any of these 2's, and well, the total score will be 3, modulo 3, the result is 0, Bob loses, Alice wins. And what would happen if we had one more 1? Well, in Alice's turn, we can start by taking a 1. Next, in Bob's turn, we have to take the other 1. Remember that if we take a 2, we lose, so we have to take the other 1. In Alice's turn, we have to take a 2, and 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. This will be the score at this point. And then in Bob's turn, we have to take another 2. 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. And now 6 modulo 3 is equal to 0. At this point, Bob loses, Alice wins. And this is not by chance. There are only 2 possible patterns to not step into a score that's divisible by 3. They are these 2. One is we can start with 1, next we continue with 1, and next we continue with 2, 1, 2, 1, and so on. The other one is the opposite. We start with 2, then we continue with 2, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on. And let's see what we did seconds ago. We started with Alice with a 1. Next, in Bob's turn, we had to pick a 1, right? So we were in this scenario. Next, in Alice's turn, we pick a 2, so we can continue. And in Bob's turn, we have no 1s left, so we cannot continue with this pattern. At this point, Bob loses, Alice wins. Now let's say that we use this pattern. We start with a 2 with Alice, then we continue with another 2 with Bob. Next, we continue with a 1 with Alice. Next, we continue with a 2. And next, we have a 1 with Alice. Next, we have a 2 with Bob. In this scenario, we never step into a number that's divisible by 3. As you can see, 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10, and 10 is not divisible by 3. But the problem is that we are out of stones, and in this scenario, Bob wins, right? Now, remember that we are playing optimally once again. So if we start with Alice, we will never start with a 2. We will start with this pattern instead. We will pick a 1. And similarly, if we're given something like this, we will never start with this pattern because we have 2 1s, then we have a 2, and we will be out of stones. In this scenario, Bob wins. Given that we are playing optimally and we start with Alice, we will use this pattern instead. We start with a 2. Next, Bob has to pick another 2, but there are no more 2's remaining. At this point, Alice wins. And how about stones of category number 0? Well, let's say that at some point we have a score of 2. And we decide to take one of these stones. So we add 3 to the score, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, and 5 modulo 3 is equal to 2, which means that the new stone contributes nothing to the final score. As you can see, we started with 2 and we end with 2. These stones are only useful to change turns, to transfer the current score to the next player. So once again, let's say that we are given this input. We start with Alice and we will follow this pattern because we only have 1 2 and we are trying to win. So the initial score is a 2. Now we don't have this stone anymore. This is not divisible by 3, so we continue with Bob's turn. We don't have a 2 here, but we have some 3's. So let's say that we pick a 3. This adds 0 to the score. If we do 2 plus 3, this is 5. 5 modulo 3 is equal to 2. And now we have Alice's turn again. We should continue with this pattern. Now we have 2 1s and 1 3, so if we don't want to lose, we have to pick this number, right? So the new score after doing this is still 2. Next we have Bob's turn, and we are still here in the pattern. We need a 2, but we have 2 ones. Bob has to pick a 1, and at this point he loses, Alice wins. So this means that if we have an even number of stones of category number 0, and we have at least one stone of category number 2 and at least one stone of category number 1, Alice always wins. And what if we have an odd number of zeros? Well, first we can cancel the even number of zeros, and we have 1 remaining. We start with Alice, we can follow this pattern, so we start with 2. Next with Bob, we can't pick any of these 2 ones, so we have to pick a 0. The score is now 2. And then with Alice, we should pick a 2, but we have 2 ones remaining. We have changed turn with Bob, and now we have transferred the problem to Alice. Alice needs a 2, she has 2 ones, so at this point Alice loses. Let's say that Alice picks this pattern instead. She has to start with a 1. Now in Bob's turn we are playing optimally, so we can choose any number except for these 2. We can pick a 0, for example. Now the score is 1 plus 0, meaning 1. In Alice's turn we have to pick a 1, because if we pick a 2 we lose, so we pick this. And in Bob's turn we need a 2, and we have a 2, so at this point Bob wins. Now let's say that we are given this, we start with Alice and we follow this second pattern. We can start with a 2 because we have it right here. Next we need a 2, but we have either 1s or 0s. So let's say that we pick a 0 with Bob. Next we can pick another 0 with Alice, another 0 with Bob, and we need a 2, but we have all 1s. In this scenario, Bob wins. Given that we are playing optimally, we can try this pattern instead. So we start with a 1. Next Bob continues with another 1. Next we continue with a 2. Next Bob continues with a 1. Next we should continue with a 2, but we only have 1 available. And given that we have an odd number of zeros, we can transfer the problem to Bob now. We can take a 0, then we take another 0 with Bob, then we take another 0 with Alice, and finally Bob has to take this 1. The score at this point is divisible by 3, so Bob loses and Alice wins. And once again, this is not by chance. The trick here is that if we have an odd number of zeros, and the absolute difference between the amount of 1s and the amount of 2s is strictly larger than 2, Alice always wins. Here we have 4 1s and 1 2. The absolute difference is 3, and 3 is strictly larger than 2. That's why Alice will always win. In the previous scenario we had 2 1s and 1 2. The absolute difference is 1, and 1 is smaller than 2. That's why Bob always wins here. So if we have an even number of zeros, at least 1 1 and at least 1 2, Alice always wins. And if we have an odd number of zeros and the absolute difference between 1s and zeros is strictly larger than 2, Alice always wins. In every other scenario, Bob wins. And keep this in mind, these are the only 2 patterns to never step into a score that's divisible by 3. So with this in mind, now let's go with the code. First, we need variables for the categories 0, 1, and 2. The counts are 0, 0, and 0. Now we can iterate every stone in stones, and the current reminder is stone modulo 3. If this reminder is equal to 0, C0 plus equal 1. If the reminder is equal to 1, then C1 plus equal 1, else C2 plus equal 1. Okay, we add the corresponding count every time. Now, if C0 modulo 2 is equal to 0, meaning we have an even number of stones of category number 0, then we can return C1 strictly larger than 0 and C2 strictly larger than 0. This means that if we have at least 1 stone of category number 1 and 1 stone of category number 2, we return true, else we return false because Bob wins. If we are here, this means that we have an odd number of stones, so we can return the absolute difference of category 1 and category 2 strictly larger than 2. So if this is true, Alice wins, else Bob wins and we return false. So let's submit this and see if it works. As you can see, this works and it's very efficient. So If you found this useful, please drop a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.